Welcome everyone to a new educational video where I'm going to explain to you how I caught an amazing trade on AMD. And looking at this daily chart, you could see that there is a daily channel on AMD, and now we're sitting at the low of the daily channel. It's clear that the level of support is sitting around $106 approximately, between $106 and $107. And looking at the price action yesterday, you could see that this level was confirmed. This level held yesterday and it held today in the pre-market before the market opened. Therefore, I had two ideas in my mind. The first idea was to play AMD at the break of the pre-market high for a potential uptrend, and the second idea was to play it for the bounce of the level of support. And thinking about it from a risk to reward perspective, it's obviously better to play it from as a bounce of the level of the support, because there you could get a better risk to reward ratio, tighter stop loss, and way bigger room to move to the long side, which would result in a higher profit. So let's go to trading terminal replay feature so that I show you how I executed this trade real time. So zooming out AMD, like I mentioned to you, this is the level of the support that we are looking for. And at the market open, we are breaking this level of support. This kind of showed me some weakness on AMD. I did not want to play to the short side. If you're asking me, why don't you play AMD for the break of the level of the support to the downside? It's because the overall direction and the overall bias is to play AMD to the long side. And usually, if the stock breaks the opposite direction, it could be a fake break, because buyers or those people who are long biased, they usually consider this as a deep buy opportunity. It's an opportunity to buy with a better price. For me, maybe I'm still not at that level. I don't want to risk it because I don't know where exactly to place my stop loss. It could go even lower, and I'm waiting for an extra confirmation. The extra confirmation that I'm waiting for is the recovery of the level of the support. So that's the level of the support. And after the fake break, if we recover and we get back above the level of the support, I buy it to the long side. And this is where my first entry was. I played it to the long side around here, considering this as a fake break, and unfortunately 1 minute later it got me stopped out. When you play the fake breaks, your stop loss is usually the original level. So if I play it to the long side around here, I could use this as my stop loss, but that's a little bit too tight. That's why I use the low of the entry candle as my stop loss. Now the stock dropped down one more time, and anything could have happened, right? It could have sold off more and I would have ignored it fully, or exactly what's happening right now. We're recovering, and now I can see that we have a double bottom setup, which is a reversal pattern, and we're recovering the level of the support, which means that this here is a fake breakout. This is a fake breakout, and we're getting back to the level of support. We're having double confirmation candles or double hammers. In fact, we could add around here to the long side for a 5-minute opinion range breakout. Now that the stock is going in our favor, we could start taking partials, and I took my first partial closer to the previous day close level. Second partial could be closer to the pre-market high, around 108.20ish. Once the stock starts approaching the 108.10 and 108.20ish, we could start locking in more profits. Final partial could be held for a whole day trend using the daily ATR as a target, but that's something that we can discuss in another video. So that's it, guys. To recap, what you can do in these type of plays is find an obvious level of support using the higher time frames. And I love playing channels, to be honest, especially channels that are being held for a few months. You know that usually buyers buy closer to the level of support and then they sell closer to the resistance, and vice versa. Sellers sell closer to the high of the daily channel and then they buy closer to the level of support. Having this idea in mind could help you pick the right stock to play intraday. And I picked AMD because we're sitting closer to the level of support. That by itself is not enough. You need a confirmation on a smaller time frame, like the 5-minute chart or the 60-minute chart. You need to confirm that the level is holding. After that, you wait for the market open and you look for a mini setup. It could be anything. 1-minute open range breakout, 5-minute open range breakout, doesn't matter what setup you are looking for. For me personally, I love seeing a fake break and the recovery after the fake break, because that increases the chances of a setup working and that's giving me an entry as close as possible to the level of support. And finally, you manage your risk to reward based on the daily levels and the overall final target using the ATR if you're using the ATR in your trading system. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel, and I'll talk to you in the next video.